You don't need to struggle with salmon anymore. I'm here to help you. This turned out absolutely amazing. Here we go. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Nick, and in today's video, we are smoking this salmon. So today, the first thing that we're going to be doing to smoke the salmon is we're going to cut these down into about 4 to 6 ounce fillets. I don't want to use the whole strip of salmon. So the seasoning that I'm going to be using for our salmon today is Killer Hog's barbecue rub. I think it has just enough brown sugars and citrus in there to be perfect for the salmon, and it's going to give it a nice barbecue taste. Along with, when we glaze it, we're using a honey balsamic glaze. I think the two flavors are going to pair perfectly, and I'm also using his recipe, so I'm going to try out what he says. All right, so we're going to be go ahead and seasoning up this salmon now. We're going to get a nice little coat on top, and then we're going to flip these pieces over, and we're going to be getting the sides of them. We're not going to worry about the skin. All right, so now that we have our salmon seasoned, what we're going to do is let this sit out at room temp for about 20-ish minutes or so. We're just going to let it sit until we have our grill up to temp. So we're going to go ahead and start our smoker now. All right, so we're going to go ahead and preheat our smoker. We're going to be cooking this at 300 degrees today. Today we're going to be using pecan pellets. So we're going to go ahead and fill up our hopper. These are the pecan pellets that I use. I love them. They are Bear Mountain's pecan pellets. I think they're amazing for a lot of different foods, and I didn't put in that much because we're cooking this at 300. It's only going to be about a 30-minute total cook, so as soon as we put these bad boys on here, only 30 minutes until eating time. So now we're going to make our glaze. We got soy sauce, minced garlic, crushed red pepper, balsamic vinegar, honey, and brown sugar. So let's get to mixing. We're doing a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Next, we're doing our 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, but we're just going to go ahead and take about a nice handful and just dump that in there. So the next thing we're adding is a teaspoon of this minced garlic. We're going to add in crushed red pepper flakes, about a teaspoon of this too, but we're just going to dump some in. And last but not least, we are going to be adding in about 2 tablespoons of this honey. We don't need to measure though, we just dump some honey in. So now that we have our sauce made up, what we're going to do is put it on the stove top. We're going to reduce it down over about medium-low heat for about 5 to 7 minutes, just until it thickens up a little bit, because right now it's really runny. We want all that honey, balsamic, all those things to really well incorporate together. That way it's one nice glaze. It's time to go put our salmon on the smoker, but before I do, I just want to show you how beautifully this salmon is sweating out. It's really looking great. Just take a look at that, guys. It's soaking up all that seasoning into the salmon, and this is going to be great. Before we go ahead and put our salmon on there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take some of this spray, and I'm going to spray this down just so that the skin doesn't stick to the grates. You don't need much. Just give it a nice little spray, and that should be good. We're going to go ahead and put the salmon on there. Oh, it's sizzling. Looks great. Now that we got our salmon on, we're going to let this hang out for about 20 minutes, and we'll come back out at that point. We're going to glaze it up, let it sit for about another 10 minutes, and then we're going to pull it off. Really what I'm looking for is when it starts to flake really nice. I don't care about the internal temperature. It's not like chicken where it has to be done completely well. People eat raw fish all the time. I just want this to be flaking really, really nice. So it's been about 20 minutes. We're going to go ahead and glaze our salmon now. All right, so now that we got it glazed, we're going to go ahead and let it sit for about another like 5 to 10 minutes. Just check on it and see when it's starting to kind of flake apart. That's when you know it's done, and then we'll be eating. So it's been about another 10 minutes. We're going to go ahead and open up our smoker, take a look at the salmon, and see where we're at. So as you guys can see here, it's starting to flake apart really nice. And when you poke into it, it starts to peel apart. And that's how we know that we're done here. See, look at that, it just starts to flake apart. That's how you know your salmon's done. So we're gonna go ahead and get these off and get them onto our plate. And then it'll be eating time. Okay guys, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. The salmon is done, and we're gonna go ahead and take a bite. But before we do that, let's give you a quick recap of what we did today. We started out with a beautiful big fillet of Atlantic salmon. We chopped it up into about 4 to 6 ounce little strips like this. Then after we did that, we went ahead and seasoned it. We let it sit out for about 20-ish minutes. We started our smoker up to 300 degrees. We put in pecan pellets. We let that get up to temp. Then we went ahead and put these salmon that we rested at room temp. We set them on there, let it smoke for about 20 minutes. And then after that, we made our glaze, put our glaze on it. This is where we're at now. 30 minutes later, these salmon are fully done and they look absolutely beautiful. If you could see, these just flake apart. I mean, this piece right here is it just flakes right off. All right, so let's go ahead and take a bite and see how it tastes. Oh my God. Wow. I really can't even describe to you how freaking delicious this is. That honey balsamic, it literally is great. Malcom, you're a genius if you made this recipe up. This is just amazing. I seriously don't even know how to put into words how good this is. That barbecue rub on here, it smoked like pecan, just everything about this, it flakes apart just perfectly. I mean, this is just beautiful salmon right here. If you have a smoker, you have to try this recipe. Comment down below, let me know how it goes. This is really awesome. So with that being said, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell. That way every time we put out a video, you get notified. It'll send it right to your phone. So hope you guys have a great day, night, whatever it is when you're watching. And as always, I will see you in the next video.